like Biden versus Trump in like UFC-ish type fight. Like anything goes.
Sunday.
They've had like the beef in the past. It's all leading up to this.
Not
like
when he does like some weird wackadoo goofy boomer shit, like play Despacito.
Yeah, that was wild.
He just comes out to the Hulk Hogan theme song.
You should come out to the Ric Flair theme
That
song.
would be fun. That'd be more fire than the Despacito.
With the robe.
Pulls the mic down from the top. What if it was a tag team match between Biden and Kamala and Trump and Pence?
Dude, manager Hillary Clinton comes out, like pulls him off while he's trying to get the pinfall. Welcome, everybody, to the live performance of the rapper, Grammy-winning singer, and philanthropist, Wiki.
What's going on, everybody? It's Real Sensitive Guys, episode 35. We feeling fly. We getting live. We get this beat going down the stairs. Oh, that's right. We don't know who cares. Shouting out all the boys. That's right. We're not playing with toys. Down below me got Travis T. Oh, my God. He's a look-see.
Damn!
Welcome back to another episode of Real Sensitive Guy Hours. This is episode 35. To my right, we've got Stabby Travie.
What's up, everybody? Travie T. That's my new name, given by Oliver.
IT, if you know what that means.
Yeah.
Below me, Oliver Wiki.
Love you.
What's going on, fans? I hope you're having a fantastic evening.
Grammy winner. To the bottom right, William, the Conqueror.
Good, everybody. It's Will, a.k.a. Will the Wise, a.k.a. Guillaume Le Conquérant.
And of course, the host with the most. Big dick. B-Pain. Actually, I have a tiny penis. Let's be real. There's no way that this tiny frame could be packing. It's just impossible.
I mean, you are wearing a post-nut shirt. Like your V-neck went to a U-neck, my guy. Like you seen that commercial with like the dude who has the giant like U-neck, like fucking like worn out V-neck.
Yeah, when he sits down for the first date.
Yep, and he's just like, she's like, well, you look
comfortable.
Like, take the post-nut shirt off, B.
Yeah,
God,
that collar
I've never had sex in my life.
Someone.
Dude,
right,
we're not saying you had sex. We're not saying you had sex.
How about we do this?
Saying that.
Everybody raise your hand if you're a virgin. See? There we go.
We're all virgins here.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Welcome back to another episode of the Real Sensitive Virgin, guys. This is episode 35.
Post-nut doesn't mean like you had sex though, my guy. Like you could have had something to eat. Like she might have had like a lollipop to lick or something.
She got the egg.
Virgin, dude. I never even come.
She got the eggs in the sausage, Will. What do you mean? She got the eggs in the sausage.
Purist.
Ooh, did you toss her salad
She
like
got
her
the
name
eggs,
remained?
bacon, grits, sausage.
The eggs yolks were popped.
Ew.
Yo, Heike, have you seen that video of like them moving the eggs back and forth? That's what tits look like during sex. But I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. So we talked last week, and I described the fact that I got a special thing in the mail.
Yeah.
If for the people that don't know, for chat that doesn't understand, I got dick pills in the mail. I've been saying this forever.
Oh,
I've been saying this for 6 months.
I forgot about this development.
I've been wanting to use these forever.
He's about to get us a sponsorship.
So the active ingredient in Viagra is, I believe, sildenafil is the drug name for it, and that's what I had. I had one pill, and honestly, a girl, I could have had a slight breeze hit my ankle and I would have had a boner. That shit makes you instantly hard for no goddamn reason. Your dick is like so hard it almost hurts.
Do you have to call a doctor if it lasts more than 4 hours?
It did not last.
I thought it was 7.
It did not last for more than 4 hours. So what I was told was that it would just give you the stamina of a god. You could nut and then still keep going, which is definitely true. You can definitely nut and keep going. However, you can still lose your boner post coitus. Like you're not just gonna have a boner for 4 hours. That's what I was looking for.
Pretty hard.
I was looking
really.
for.
I think you just need straight Viagra for that, bro.
So it's definitely just Viagra. Like that's what it is. It's actually a better version of it because you chew it. But the tadalafil, the active ingredient Cialis, is apparently better. So I'm gonna change up my prescription
He's
to
chasing
that.
the high, man. He's chasing the hard.
I'm chasing the perfect hard dick.
Wow.
Oh my god. So have you ordered this now?
I'm sorry. It comes on a monthly basis. It's literally a monthly subscription. So all you have to do is just change it for the pills. Because I have 6 of them that I still need to use. They're just little chewable things. They taste like sweet tarts. So it's actually pretty good.
So like they actually are like producing some kind of effect that can be helpful.
Oh, for sure. Like it's like post nut. You can keep going. Which is pretty solid, you know, to be honest.
Brandon's trying to get in the spice.
He is in the spice.
What does that mean?
It's hot. It's hot down there, man.
No,
Like,
you literally. I get what you're doing. You're trying to go from a sprint to a marathon, man. That's all. That's what it is.
So,
okay, but like
I've been genetically
training
blessed.
for a marathon. You have to train for a marathon.
You do,
right?
you do. But here's the thing: I don't want to sit there and look like an absolute pansy while I'm training for a marathon. You know,
he just wants to take steroids and be
That's
there.
very true.
Let's be real.
Yeah,
that's what people do. They put
he wants to take the
on
hypothetical
butt,
steroids in this situation.
Well, when you take steroids, you still get buff. Like that's the thing.
But your butt has acne.
Okay, and your dick gets smaller.
That's actually not true for everybody. It just depends.
Depends on the person. Depends on how much they weigh and how their height.
I think I would take testosterone in order to have better gains.
That's not the same thing, though. That's steroids.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's.
Are you trying to get a small peen in the future? Like you're having a hard time getting it up when you're 40?
I don't think that's what it does. I don't think your body compensates. I'm not using it every single time.
You're trying to
All
use
I know
it
about
like
steroids is what's on TV, so like,
yeah,
no comment.
Yeah, I don't know shit, honestly.
Appreciate pleading the fifth, Trav.
But yeah, boys, I definitely recommend dick pills thus far. I'm going to try the best of the best.
You said Cialis, they're called?
So it's tadalafil. That's the ingredient that you're looking for.
Right.
It's on bluechew.com.
Are you going to try to get us a sponsorship?
Honestly, Blue Chew, if you were to try to sponsor us, I would talk about my hard dick all day long.
Same here. If you send me some shit, I'm sure I'll test it out.
Think about it.
Pretty good reviews so far. So,
all right, you guys are all way too into this dick pill shit,
bro.
Honestly, your girlfriend sounded interested for you to try it.
Yeah, it's the new sensation that's sweeping the nation. Obviously,
I like to be against trends. I like to be
on the wrong
trend.
Side of history, Oliver.
I like to be against the trend.
Fuck ever, Fortnite boy.
I don't play Fortnite. Haven't played that shit in probably 6 months.
Damn.
Maybe more. That game's trash.
They added cars though. That was something. I was like, finally. I haven't played the game since it came out, but
yeah,
cars are something that was just a no-brainer from the beginning, man.
I saw something on it where like when your partner is like on the ground, you can like put your hand out and they'll come right to you, and then you can heal them. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
They also have a thing now like Apex where you can bring people back after they've like died completely.
Oh yeah, they've had
what game is this?
It's like a one use. We're talking about Fortnite.
No.
Unfortunately.
The night of the fort.
Holy shit, we're only 8 minutes in. There's so much more to talk about, boys.
Well, going back to girlfriends, if the viewers don't know.
Oh God.
I am back on the market still.
Date will.
Application.
And so like
I thought there was going to be an actual development here.
so there is a development. I have discovered a pattern in something. So for the past month, what has been going on is, or for like the past like 2 months, what's been going on is I'll match with somebody on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hit off the conversation. Everything goes great.
Nice.
They ask me for my Snapchat. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Like, I'm fine with moving this over there. Yeah. So we start talking on Snapchat. The day that they add me on Snapchat, they usually, or not usually, all of them have unadded me or blocked me within a week of the day that they like added me on Snapchat,
Mm.
and they just don't give any reasoning. And this has happened for 2 months straight.
Well, when
Are
you
you
start the
creeping them out?
conversation with a flaccid penis, it doesn't usually
I
work out.
don't.
Hey, babe,
I
I'm going to be
don't.
sponsored by Dick Pills soon, so you're going to see this in a lot
I
better light.
don't. I don't. And that's the fucky thing. Honestly.
Will you?
No,
creep
dude,
these
I'm
girls
telling
out?
you just got a string of like girls who just aren't interested, you know?
All right, people that want to say
True.
that Tinder works, here's proof and evidence that it doesn't necessarily work. So
Listen, I
Big
have
facts.
gotten just crazy. I have this theory, and I've talked about
You-
this before. Like,
you've gotten
mostly if a
not-
girl has Tinder, she's only trying to fuck, or she's fucking crazy and doesn't have a boyfriend for a reason.
or she's not sorry.
They could not be sorry as well.
You're not sorry.
Have we told that story on the show?
Have we?
Probably. We had a Tinder episode a while ago. We probably did. It's probably the top one.
We had to have told it.
Yeah, definitely did.
I think we did.
I'm not trying to like shut you down, Brandon. We just probably talked about it.
No, if we've
We
talked
could,
about
like,
Oh,
do
it.
a
Chance
good
makes an
retelling, though.
appearance. Chance in the house.
Any words from Chance?
Yeah.
Anything?
Damn,
Nah.
what a
He's
fucking
paralyzed.
dick.
He's paralyzed.
He's just chill.
He's just chilling,
Had
bro.
nothing to say.
So, can you guys believe that the first debate, well, not the first, but a debate is tonight?
Yeah, it's happening right now.
This is the first
That was
debate,
the
isn't
first?
it?
It is
Yeah.
live.
I think it is
Live.
the first.
10 minutes ago, it was live. Can you guys believe that we're witnessing history?
I can't wait to see the fucking highlights. Like, there's already so much drama that was happening before the show even started. 'Cause
yeah,
if you guys
bro.
aren't aware, we're recording this on Tuesday, and then it's going to be going up on Thursday.
Yeah, this is like the MMA.
We are doing this on
there was,
Tuesday,
like-
September 19th, 2020.
Actually, September
2020
29th.
29th.
presidential
29th,
debate
Will.
only on Fox.
I did say 29th.
Sponsored by
You said
Blue
19th.
Chew.
19th.
I said September 29th.
You did not.
I'm
We
playing
have
back.
we have this on recorded footage.
I'm positive I said like
Then why did
29.
Oliver and I both hear you specifically pronounce 19th? 2020.
It's okay, Will.
I just think it's so
Correct you,
fucking wild that they're promoting this like it is the UFC.
Yeah. it
Sunday,
is.
Sunday, Sunday.
They've had like the beef in the past. It's all leading up to this.
Oh yeah, dude. You
This
know
is
that
like where they
crazy.
sit them down at the tables and have the person on the podium in the middle, and then the person on the podium says like asks one of them a question that pisses them off, and then they say something that pisses the other one off. That's what it's gonna be like, dude. Just two old men trading insults.
Well, I mean, I saw something before, and it was basically saying like, you know how during these debates, each candidate gets a certain amount of talk time. Trump's going to just blow over that and not give a
Yeah,
F.
come on.
Oh,
In
he's not gonna give a
2016,
shit.
Trump ignored talk time. It's
Yeah,
Trump's
exactly.
talk
You ever
time is
start a
whenever
clock?
Trump wants
Yeah.
to talk.
Oh,
Yeah,
dead
you're
ass,
just
dead
doing
ass. He's
more
gonna
time, yeah.
overpower the fuck out of Biden. Like, so, and well, what's crazy about that is even though Trump has released his tax returns finally, he's literally spent $750 on taxes, even though that cunt's a billionaire.
in the last like 10
He's
years.
still gonna win the
Yeah.
debate. There's no way Biden overpowers him.
No.
And
Not
that's
when
why
he goes-
barely,
Not
like,
when he
stumbled
does
through a
like
sentence.
some weird wackadoo goofy boomer shit, like play Despacito.
yeah, that was
He
wild.
just comes out to the Hulk Hogan theme song. Dun, 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 dun.
You should come out to the Ric Flair theme.
That would be fun. That'd be more fire than the
Comes out
Despacito.
with the robe and-
Pulls the mic down from the top.
That would be better than Despacito. So
Pulls it down. Like,
Biden.
Joe Biden weighing
Let's go,
100
let's go.
and Joe Biden weighing 160 pounds in the right corner, and Donald Trump weighing 200 pounds in the left corner. Who will win?
Now, children really like when I use Blue Chew. While
I
they're
got
playing
hairy
with my
legs.
hairy
Okay.
legs.
serious
I let
question.
the kids touch
If
them.
there was an actual fight, like Biden versus Trump
Oh,
in like UFC-ish type fight, like anything goes.
Bro, didn't
Joe
you see
Rogan is
Trump
announcer.
versus Vince McMahon on WWE? Trump would beat ass. Donald Trump!
No,
Donald
dude,
Trump!
Trump was punching with his fucking forearm. He was going like knocking on the door.
He was beating him with like this part of his inner arm.
Yeah.
Donald Trump!
Yeah.
I would love to see that fight though. Joe Rogan as the freaking
Ref.
Not just as the ref, but just as the
referee, Joe Rogan.
the special guest announcer, Joe Rogan, and he's just sitting there watching friggin' Trump beat the shit out of him. He's like, "Oh shit!"
If we had a special guest referee for this UFC type situation, Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, who would you want it to be?
Or even better, what if it was a tag team match between Biden and Kamala and Trump and Pence?
Dude,
Manager Hillary
got the
Clinton
money
comes out, like pulls him off while he's trying to get the pinfall.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
The Clintons are like the McMahons.
I would also like
George
the other
Bush is hiding
Clinton.
in the crowd.
So where do you guys
Bill
most
Clinton's the
looking
fucking announcer.
Where do you
These
guys most
are really
looking
cool.
forward?
Okay,
to
so wait, I want to answer Brandon's question first. Special guest referee, who do you got for this Joe Biden tag
Hogan.
team? I say
What would be
Vince
the most
McMahon.
ridiculous? I don't know if that would be ridiculous enough. It's got to be worse.
I got all right. Clark
I mean,
Kent.
there's Hillary Clinton. I mean, wait, can we do dead or alive?
Special guest referee Kanye West.
That would be hilarious.
Special guest
Can we do-
referee, the guy who plays Abraham Lincoln in epic rap battles of history.
History.
He rides it on an
Yeah.
eagle. They pay homage.
Can we do dead or alive?
Sure.
Because I would say if dead, I would bring back like Robin Williams or someone like that. Like he would just tear their asses up as a referee.
Just like Mercy
And-
from Overwatch comes in.
Literally.
Robin
Yeah,
Williams
or
comes
if you
in.
had-
die.
Or if you had like one of those people that talks really fast, like an auctioneer.
An auctioneer?
Like we had Jimmy
yeah.
Dickskin.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Jimmy
an auctioneer.
Dickskin from Letterkenny. No, dude.
Peter Patty.
Fucking Shorzy, and he's just upside down with his ass hanging out.
Yo, Shorzy.
Trump is like, "Fuck you, Shorzy. You're literally the worst. All the people hate Shorzy."
Oh my god, that's
And Chelsea's like, I had to have Trump's mom take Biden's mom home because I double booked him by accident. Give your balls a tug.
Give your balls a tug, you tit fucker.
Fuck you,
Peter
Biden.
Patty.
You're literally old enough to be my grandmother's grandmother. Fuck you, Shorzy.
So, what are you guys most looking forward to about the debate? Just seeing the whole
Just the hate
craziness of
that
it.
comes out. Just the hate that comes out of it.
Literally,
Like,
this
gonna
is
be fucking
probably
wild.
like I've said before. Last year was a meme election. This is somehow even a bigger meme election.
You mean last election?
Yeah, last election was like a
Yeah.
meme election. This is an even bigger meme election. The
Oh,
two
yeah.
fucking ones we've gotten to vote in, like
What
Like,
have
cringe.
we done to get to this point? I know what we've done, but like this is fucked. This is fucked.
I think
I know
presidents
what we've
became
done.
too
What have
much
we
like
done?
celebrities, and then the president became a celebrity, like actually.
It's like in The Boys where they're just using memes in order to gain favor within the public.
Yeah, dude, that was woke as fuck. The Stormfront stuff. He's like, I got my whole team of memers just like polluting Facebook, Twitter, everything,
4chan.
just to get people's mindsets to change.
Yeah.
But like, it's all made by a fucking team of people just generating this certain type of meme.
Dude, what
That's
a
probably
fucking
so real.
bulbous
That's-
ass nose. I fucking love her nose.
Nice bulb. This like that ice.
I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't watched it, but like, she's fucking psychotic.
I love that goddamn show so much.
Grade A whack job. Her and
Sure.
Homelander both are just fucking psychopaths.
well, that's one thing that
Let me get you
quarantine
milk.
has brought us to is just like finding shows that we like love right now.
It's true. People are
I mean-
pent up in their houses trying to binge watch the fuck
I mean,
out of everything.
quarantine brought us the Tiger King.
You
Like,
realize
all
how
that
much
shit.
there really is. Like on these streaming platforms, there's so many
So
TV
much.
shows and so many being
much.
added all the time.
True. That's
Cut
true.
gems. Have you guys seen this movie with Adam Sandler in it?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Where he's
No.
serious?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I've heard
It's
that.
so
I heard that
crazy.
today. I
He's
heard it was good
serious?
actually.
So
I'm not a big
he-
Adam Sandler fan, but I heard it
He's
was
this
good.
like scumbag from New York who literally he owns a jewelry store and he literally just rips people off for a living. Like for example, he took this basketball star's ring that he won for the championship, traded it in so he can get some cash in order to buy another thing of jewelry, in order to buy another thing of jewelry. He's like essentially buying these things on credit or things that he doesn't own. And then he gets this gem, then he manipulates people It's insane, but it's also one of those movies where the character kind of reminds me of. He just keeps getting him beaten down and beaten down, beaten down, and you're like, when is this guy gonna win? When is he gonna fucking
Or
win?
snap.
Or I mean, in the movie he kind of snaps, but like that movie's one of the greatest movies
Isn't it
I think I've
about
ever
game
seen.
betting too? Like, doesn't
Wow.
he use like some of
Sports
the money
betting.
to bet sports betting? Yeah.
So essentially, the plot of this is that this opal, this fucking gem that they've gotten from Uganda or some shit, has magical properties, whether it's superstitious or not. This basketball player
believes it.
believes in himself, and so Adam
It's got
Sandler
heart.
is a sports bettor, and he's like, "Listen, I want to do this absurd bet. Like, he's gonna score this many points. He's gonna get this many layups. He's gonna walk this many steps. Like something fucking absurd
Holy
like that."
shit.
And you see how it progressively works, and it works. And then he tries toying with the basketball player. And then, of course, the end, there's this huge fucking that's insane. So I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it because this movie's
it free?
amazing. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, what's it on? Netflix?
Yes.
Oh my
The
God.
uncut
I'm
Oh,
gonna have to watch this.
that's
I'm
like
not
a watch
amazing
tonight
movie.
type thing.
I'm
Like, it's
not
so
a
good.
big Adam Sandler fan just because he doesn't really play a ton of serious roles, in my opinion. So
This
I'm
is
gonna
it.
check it out. Yeah.
This is
Is
it.
that
This might be the
So-
only serious role he's
yeah,
ever played.
seriously.
because like I love seeing the range of characters. Like someone brought it up to me today is like Johnny Depp. When you talk about an actor that has range, you think
Yeah.
of Johnny Depp. He's played like so many
Pirates of the
different fucking
Caribbean.
roles. Exactly, Pirates of the Caribbean, Edward Scissorhands, Charlie and the
Whoa.
Chocolate Factory, like all these fucking like different fucking roles, and he's done them amazingly. So you talk about range, you talk about someone like that. I love seeing actors who started in funny movies like Robin Williams, Adam Sandler.
But then they go to a more serious role and they kill the shit out of it.
Exactly. Like when Robin Williams did Goodwill Hunting. Amazing.
That was fire.
Amazing role. Amazing. So you just love seeing those kinds of things. And Adam Sandler picked the right movie to do so. I love Uncut Gems. It's an amazing movie.
Who's seen it? Brandon, Will, you've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
When did you guys see it?
Last weekend.
I watched it.
I'm gonna have to watch it this
about-
week.
I think I watched it like 2 weeks ago with my dad.
Ooh, a little son and father bonding.
Get you
Oh,
through
yeah.
quarantine, dude. The
Love a good dad
boys
and son
binge the
movie.
fuck out of the first two
Binge
seasons.
the fuck out of the boys.
Um,
If you're
Uncut Gems
into
is good.
they have a lot of good I think one platform, I think it's Hulu, has a lot of like if you're big into like Studio Ghibli films and stuff like that, like Spirited Away and like all those. They have a bunch of those on there. I love those movies.
So
I just love the art
Hulu
style.
now boasts the largest TV library too, so
It's crazy.
lots
now,
of TV
tell
shows.
me about
man.
Spirited Away, because that was one of the. I remember that was like a huge premiere on like Cartoon Network or Toonami, but I never like watched it, and I've heard it's amazing.
Tsunami.
Great
So-
movie. You'll cry.
Spirited Away is I won't try to give so much of like spoilers, but like the basic plot of this movie is there's this girl and she's in a car with her parents and they stop and she goes through this magical door where it takes her to like it's called the yokai world. It's the spirits that Japanese and Chinese people believe in.
Ooh.
And there's
It's
so many
deep.
yeah, it hits deep and she goes in there and it's like their spirit world. So all the spirits and all the yokais, this is where they all gather. So they have like a god of thunder there, like they have like all the gods, all the masters of like death or like despair. They have all of these spirits there. And when she goes in, her parents she loses her parents. I won't say how. She loses her parents and like she's lost in this world and she's just trying to find her way out of this world, and she befriends like some spirits. They all help her get through like this whole big charade. It's big adventure, and it's a story about like finding your inner self. Because at the beginning, she's this shy girl that's scared of moving to this new town that they're moving to, and she's very shy. She's very timid. She's not like outgoing at all. But like this movie, like is a coming of age story a little bit. Like she finds herself.
It's like how Asian countries do coming of age.
Exactly. And it's like her coming of age, and then she makes it out of the spirit world. She gets her parents back. They act like nothing has ever happened at all the entire time.
You don't want to spoil it, but you just spoiled the end.
Not
I mean,
really.
it's a movie because there's a journey and everything. But so,
exactly.
You gotta
and
kinda
the reason
suspect it.
the reason I like Studio Ghibli films mainly is because it's just the art style that they have. Like Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, like all the
Will's in the
Ponyo
anime
Fire.
scene, bro. Hit this man up for anime tips.
Bro, I love anime. I
He likes
love
hentai.
That's another thing. We've talked about how
No.
gaming has become like cool, gaming and like Marvel and nerdy shit. Anime has become so cool too.
Yeah, there's so many people out now.
I mean,
that,
not
like,
become
find
it, but like become cool society wise.
It's
Exactly,
really
like, more
interesting.
Like,
So
a lot
like
more people are coming out that they've watched like these shows like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto or
Sure.
Bleach and stuff like that. And it's great to see it in like an anime community aspect. Like people who have already like come out and say like, yeah, I watch anime and all that stuff. Cause a lot of people shun on it because it's like, you still watch Japanese cartoons. Like if you've watched an anime, any anime, you know they can be a lot more fucking serious than just like a cartoon. Like there's some that are like nowadays, there's so many different types that range from just like pure action adventure to like just straight porn. Like it's just porn.
Just straight porn.
So, like
Into the puss.
it's really interesting. I'm like I've kind of transitioned into my adult life, and so I'm surrounded by people that are older than me, but like not that older, like 26, 28. So they're just before that age where nerdy shit became cool. Like Star Wars was like a thing that their parents watched. They didn't really give a fuck. Like they didn't really have. They had flip phones when they were in high school. That was their deal. And like,
ouch.
it's bizarre to me how different our like the Gen Zers, because that's what we are versus like actual millennials. It's so different.
Well, I mean, like going from each generation to generations, there are going to be so many different things that influence that generation. So it's obviously everything's just going to be not like vastly different, just because everyone still operates pretty much in the same way, but still there's just going to be things throughout that person in two different generations that are just different.
Yeah.
Even like within 10-year spans, like
Oh yeah,
someone who's 10 years older or 10 years younger than us had like a totally different childhood, totally different teenagerhood. Now
That's
we're
fair.
all in adulthood. I got not 10 years younger, but like people 10 years older than us. Now we're all adults. They've been adults for way longer, but still, like, I feel like once you get out of college and everything, it doesn't really matter like what age you are as much. It's just like you're in the adult world.
Yeah.
Everyone is an adult. It doesn't really matter how old you are. You're just an adult at this point. There's nothing else you're going to unlock by getting
suffering
older
together.
at this point. Yeah,
Literally,
exactly.
we are.
Yeah. All trying to grow up in our own light, in our own facet, in our own avenue ways.
I look around and I often express this on the show. It's just like I look around and I look at people next to me in the car and they just like dead. The light
On
from
the
their eyes
inside?
are gone.
That's like,
And I'm sitting here rapping in the car, like getting into the song and like enjoying myself. And you look over.
I
and it's
feel like
just
that's kind of this year too, though. You know?
well,
People take it different ways.
well, I think that's part of it. Like we said last podcast too. Like some people just mindlessly go to work, and that's how they do their. That's how they
A
go.
lot
through
of people, bro. That's where that SpongeBob thing came from with the one fish, the like generic fish guy, and he's like at work, at the grocery store, in traffic, driving home, at home, just sitting there, at work, just sitting there, back to grocery store, back to driving home in traffic, and it's just him, just like, and he's just straight faced the whole time. Like that's
like
how
how
it do be for some people. I'm trying not to get there.
I
I'm
don't
really
wanna be
trying
there.
not to get there. I don't think I'm going to get there. I'm like a pretty upbeat person.
I don't want to ever be at an employer or a job somewhere. Same thing that I.
That's literally draining the life out of me like that.
Exactly,
Like,
'cause
I've
it's
not
like-
liked jobs before, but I've never had a job literally suck my soul.
Yeah, then, like at that point in time, it's like, yeah, you might be making awesome money. Like if you have a job that pays well, that's part of that. Probably adds to some of your happiness, but like you're not really happy. You know what I mean? Like you're going to your mindless job every day that you hate it, and you're just like, this sucks. Like every day you're like, this sucks.
Why do that to yourself? Like, because that's an active choice. Whenever you're
Yeah,
sitting
it
there and
is.
hating your life, I granted there's like chemical imbalances and shit that's unfortunate that happens to people. I 100% get that. But like most of the time, it's just people deciding to make the choice to not be happy, like not do
It's fair.
shit that makes them happy.
I agree.
Also,
think
though,
that's
like I was
definitely-
saying, it's how this year's been, and it's like getting towards the end of the year, people are getting burnt out. Like this is right after a bunch of months where you don't get any days off, you know? Like summer really sucks for an adult. It's great for a kid, but it sucks for an adult because there's no like major holidays or anything during that whole summertime. So you're working your full 40-hour weeks every week if you work that schedule. You're working your full 40-hour weeks every single week all summer. No holidays until you get like Labor Day or whatever.
Or
Right.
4th of July.
There is 4th of July, but
I agree.
holidays are few and far between. I think that might be the only one or one of the only
Thank
ones.
fuck
Yeah,
guys, we
yeah.
have weekends though, because God,
Yeah, thank
I've
fuck for weekends, but you can
fucking
still get real burnt out that way towards the end, like, getting
dude.
towards this time of year.
Especially if you work like 40-hour weeks and then dude, the weekend just feels like that and it's gone. You're like, well,
Exactly.
back
Oh
to
my God.
back to the grind. Like
Saturday is awesome. You spend the whole of Sunday thinking about how you got to go back tomorrow.
Pretty
Sunday
much, yeah.
scares.
So basically,
Sunday
Saturday is like the only good day of the week, like, and Friday after you get off work.
yeah, if you get
Exactly.
off early, yeah, it's nice. That's about it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's-
work
well, yeah. I mean, you look forward to
45
it, but
hours a week, and it's like, you know, I enjoy my work, even though it's like I do menial tasks sometimes. Like,
I don't mind my work either. It's just like knowing that you have to do it is a downer, man.
I'd definitely be rather just like playing Heroes of the Storm all day, honestly, or
Exactly.
hanging out with people.
yeah. I mean,
I've been really
I
playing Red Dead Online lately.
I work
I don't know
about
why.
40, 43 hours a week. If you count the hours I get off for lunch minus 5. So
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about
You work some redonkulous hours in general, though.
I mean, it's
You only work 4 days a week.
who me?
Yeah, you.
I work Monday through Friday, but I get off early on Fridays.
Oh, right.
I get off 3 hours early. Yeah. It's still I mean, I don't mind it. Like the environment's super awesome. The culture's awesome. It's like I don't mind. Like if you're at work, I don't mind if I'm at work if I have stuff to do. Like if I'm busy, I don't mind. I love that. Then there's stuff for me to do. I'm learning stuff. I'm getting things done. But if I'm at work and just bored out of my mind, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, when you're actually there doing stuff, time really hella flies.
Oh yeah.
Being work from home is like can drag sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I also
It's
feel
got
like
its advantages, but it can drag sometimes.
I also feel like too, like I felt this way about school when I was still in school. Like if I had an online class, that shit doesn't work for me. I feel like I put it off and didn't learn.
There is zero chance I would retain anything in an online class.
Yeah.
There's too many distractions around me.
Same with Philly. So if I feel like I work from home, yeah, I'd put those hours in, but like I can be at work and go to lunch. You know what I mean? Like you can get away with certain things because you're
Dude,
at
when I
home.
was in class, in-person classes, a pen and a piece of paper was too much of a distraction for me. I'd be like doodling and shit. Like,
dude.
You do doodle.
I
I
could
would
not
go
do
to these
Zoom
online
school.
classes, and to be fair, I was going pretty try hard because that's when I had the green screen set up and everything. And people were like, "Oh my god, that's so professional." I would still just be on my fucking laptop or my fucking phone the whole time. There's
Sure.
there's so many distractions. I can't do that. I need to be in front of the class,
Everything is right
in the
here.
front. Like,
Yep.
I'm one of those kids who sit in the front because I have to, or else I won't pay attention.
Exactly.
I like to sit like in the middle-ish of a room just so I'm
Yeah,
not
dude.
like right in the front, but also like if I'm in the back, I'm like, I don't want to be that far away. I want to
I
be
can get
involved.
like middle back. That's even better.
I want to be involved. Like
Oh,
if the
yeah.
teacher calls me, I want to like have something to say. I don't want to like be in the back, she just ignores me, or be in the front where I get called on every time.
Right.
Certain classes, no matter where you are in the classroom, you get called on, right, Oliver?
Yes, sir, Mr.
It's on
Stockdale.
the board.
It's on the board.
I'll never forget.
Mr.
I'll never forget. I was in a class with an amazing teacher named Dino Dorito. He was this angry
That's his
old
real name.
Italian guy who would just
Mafia.
fucking roast people, like to the point where it was like almost inappropriate, but it was hilarious because everybody knew he was joking.
Yeah, like he wouldn't get pissed at you if you were like talking and disrupting class. He would just throw you some insults and tell you to get out.
He'd be like, "You're a fucking dipshit. Shut up. Shut the hell up." And one time I was
Are you gonna let me fucking teach or what?
he was I failed his class and I came back and he's like, "Oh, look at this dumbass. You failed my class last semester and you didn't think you were going to be able to pass this one now, huh?" I was like, "No, I can do it. I can do it." He's like, "Yeah, fucking right." And then for the rest of the year, he would just pick on me the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Cuz I sat around a bunch of girls so I can just fucking talk to them. Like that was the class I met Liv in. And so I was just endlessly talking to them. And then during the summer, I have this home show because I would do events for my old work. And Oliver was there.
Oh, God.
And guess who fucking pulls up? That angry old fuck of an Italian, Dino Dorito. And he was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And I was like, "Oh, shit."
He roasted the fuck out of him. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing working for this place?"
He's like, "What are you doing for this shithole?" or something like that. I don't remember what he said.
It was out of love though, because he would always badger the students who like were retaking his class. He would badger the fuck out of them because he wanted to make sure that they would pass this time.
Oh, it's true. He had your best interest at heart, just in a different way.
He cared. He acted like he didn't care, but he cared. But if you cared, if you showed that you cared, he cared.
Fair,
that's the latest thing. A teacher that can like fuck around and mess around in class sometimes, get off topic a little, but like in the end, he does care about you learning shit.
And he would tell the greatest stories, like he would tell.
He had a story for like every historical event. He had like a pertinent story. I don't know how he did it. He's just one of those guys where like so much crazy shit has happened to him in his life.
Knowledge.
Dude, that's what I think about too. Like anytime I watch a movie that's based on a true story or anything, like to see what these people actually go through some fucking heavy shit in their lives. Like, damn, like how do they survive it?
I feel like scarily normal with how like little traumatic shit has happened to me in my life.
Well, exactly. But like if you see some people that have done some crazy shit in their life, you're just like, how the fuck did you do this?
I've been there, man.
Like, what about one of those? What about like that guy in what it was like Germany or something that kept those like girls locked in his basement, some of them for like 18 years, like literally their entire life from when they were born to when they were 18, they were locked in this guy's basement. Like imagine going back into the world at that point. You don't even know the world. All you know is a basement.
I do these things where I go on random Wikipedia tyrants, and that was one of those things where what are they called, like feral children or something like that?
Oh yeah, the Pharaoh child of France.
Well, so they also had one in more recent history. I want to say the 80s, but I don't know for sure. This parents locked this kid in this room and literally tied them down to this porta potty seat. It was really fucked up. And not only that, they boarded up the window. So literally they had no vision. They couldn't see anything. They had no human touch. They had no stimulation. Their existence was sitting on this porta potty, shitting and barely eating anything. And so, but this was very valuable. As soon as Child Protective Services took this child, it was like literally 8, but had the knowledge of a 1-year-old or like a 6-month-old or something crazy. And it's like, what happens when a child is deprived of touch, sight, smell, like everything?
Yeah, they like have to relearn it, or they have to first start learning.
It's not possible.
Yeah. They end up like that kid in the wild thornberries, bro.
So and that brings up that conversation of nature versus nurture, and it's a combination of both. But if one is fucked, like if there's no nurture, that kid's fucked forever. There's nothing nature can do.
Yeah,
literally past a certain age where they've like absorbed this certain thing in their most formative years of their life, it's nearly impossible to that shit around.
Going to the one that I mentioned, I actually learned this in my philosophy class, and Brandyn knows who my teacher was, the crazy old dude. Mers. So I had this
he was the best psychology teacher. Man, we had a lot of good teachers.
Bro, he was so great. He was so great. So what we learned in his class was we learned something when we were talking about nature versus nurture. And he brought up another instance of a feral child. This one was it was like over in Paris somewhere, like back in, I think it was like the 1930s, something like that. And what had happened was like these people in Paris had noticed like this girl just running around in the wild. So what they did is they sent the government out. The government got this child, and it was this 12-year-old girl who was literally raised by wolves.
Oh yeah, I remember this story. Yeah.
She was literally raised by wolves. And what they did is they wanted to like just like kill her off and stuff like that because like there was no use to her. But this one scientist, one psychologist, like took her in, and he was like, no.
Didn't they make a movie about this?
I think they did. And so he took him in, and like he was like, I want to see how long it takes for her to be able to live in this society at like the most decent amount. So like like if she's breaking that threshold that she's able to survive in society, then like the experiment is a success.
And might I add, like it was not an easy start. Like she was just basically spanking her monkey
literally
at every opportunity. Like
Yeah.
people would be walking by and she'd just be like fucking furiously spanking her monkey.
Exactly. And so like they wanted to teach her that stuff first. They wanted to teach her manners. They wanted to teach her like how to walk properly, how to like do basic movements properly.
Yeah,
then
wasn't she walking on all fours?
She was walking on all fours.
That's all she knew. It's just insane.
Exactly. And so they had started with that. Then they went to language, and they taught her French, and they tried to teach her English. They got French. So she learned French, but it took from when they got her, it took them 2 years to get her to walk properly and like do basic mannerisms, like not masturbate furiously at the sight of anybody. The only problem that they couldn't fix was like public urination. Like she
Speaking
always
was really bad too.
Yeah. And so then it took 2 years to do the basic motor skills. Then when it came to learning speech and how to conversate, it took another 3 years. So it took them from like
she's almost 18 now.
Exactly. So it's like it's crazy. Wow. Like it isn't completely possible. There are those downsides where it's going to take longer than it would if you would have started at the right age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, she'll never be normally functioning. Probably.
Then after that, they thought like, okay, well, we have her at the basics of the basics. She's 16. She knows how to talk. She knows how to operate somewhat. So then what they did is they did a test, and they released her into the public for a month. They lost her. They found her again. Guess where? Back in the fucking woods. And they're like, she's just going to keep doing that and going back. Because that's all she's known. It's those basic instincts that she learned as a child growing up with these wolves. Like, she always is going to come back to this.
What if she like completely turned normal and then she's just like beaten off? She's like 32 years old. She started beating off in the middle of the street. She's like, what? Well, I know. How are you going to judge me?
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of this when you were talking about this, but for whatever reason, I was thinking of like human superpowers.
So we're talking about
one that I think is kind of wild is like when someone gives birth, right? Sometimes like after someone gives birth, the baby is dead, but if you put it against the mother's skin, it comes back to life. Like, isn't that wild? That's why like the mother always has to
Oh, you mean like legit real stuff that's just like crazy stuff that humans do?
Yeah, isn't that nutty?
Oh yeah.
Like, shit like that is insane to even think about how that's possible. Or like people can die and come back from the dead, like they save them and like just shit
I think about that too. Like the mothers, like the when a mom has a kid or like a baby and it's in trouble and she gets like insane strength to like lift cars off them and shit, like all on her own.
They talk about that in
crazy shit, man.
They talk about that in psychology. I think they talk about how that is. I forget what like the
that's
term
like a real thing. Just like this hugely adrenaline fueled like burst of strength that you can get.
Exactly. It uses all the muscles in your body.
I feel like
believe it.
your body works
It's
in
part of
such
your fight or
incredible
flight
ways.
sentence.
Like
Yeah.
Part of the fight or flight deception.
this girl like fell and broke both of her legs, so she literally had to crawl through this like Saharan desert type environment for miles until she got on actual trail where people were, and eventually they got her. But she said that she didn't feel pain, even though she like broke both of our femurs, which she should be feeling intense
crawling?
pain. Yeah, she should be feeling this intense pain for hours and hours and hours. She didn't feel anything until she got picked up. As soon as she was safe, then that's when she
Yep.
started to feel the pain. The body
Your
is
body can
insane.
put it off.
Dude, the
Yeah.
body, and that's one thing that I like respected about Murs as the psychology teacher. Like, yeah, he would go off on tangents, but when he got serious into talking about something, like he actually blew some of our minds about some shit. Like there was a lot of times during that class that I was just like, whoa.
That's what I was gonna
Like,
say.
no
Deadass,
way.
I learned probably as much from his tangents as I did from his regular like curriculum.
Exactly.
Part of that too is like
He
Informative.
told us a story about what is it? It's like it was mentioned going back to what Brandon was talking about, how like the body and the mind are just amazing.
it's mind over matter at that point.
He was talking about like this 98-year-old dude who like on every year for his birthday, what he does is he does like a mile long swim or like a 2-mile swim. He lifts, like he works out, like he does all this stuff at 97.
Doesn't that make
And
you feel like a pussy?
Bro,
He could probably kick my ass.
Beat the fuck out of me, dude.
97-year-old.
but like what drives me wild is like what always like makes me laugh is like those commercials where they talk about like old men like losing their testosterone, so they hand them like testosterone pills and like they do like a before and after. Before it's just old grandpa with like a belly, and then afterwards it's freaking jacked ass grandpa.
Master Roshi.
You need,
Master
you need some
Roshi.
fucking blue chew.
I've seen like stories too of like old men, right? They'll wake up at like 4 a.m., smoke a cigar, and like drink whiskey, and like they do it like every other day or something, and they live till like they're 105. Like how the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. One crazy end of the spectrum is the 98-year-old old man that can still like swim miles and work out and shit. The other end is the old man who just kicks his body's ass every single day with alcohol and drugs and fucking
And he's still fucking kicking.
like shit, sits around all the time and is still like 100 years old.
Bro, that's some fucking. The mind and the body are fucking crazy.
That's about to be me, dude. I don't got a lot of motivation in the body department, but my mental fortitude, I'm just gonna refuse to die.
Just freeze your head, bro. Like,
All right, we're
Walt
gonna have a heart
Disney.
attack now. It's time to die.
Yeah, exactly. I'll know my time and I'll just be like,
What did
heart
Oliver
attack.
say the other week? He's like,
Zoom in.
I prefer not. Like, what did Oliver say the other week?
I'll pass.
I'll pass.
It's time to die. I'll pass.
Brandon had some beef streets or some street beef or something.
Oh, so we were talking about fighting earlier. Oh shit. Epic Reddit.
Sorry, you're good. Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Grab battles of history.
No, there's
So
gonna be
I
something
found
put
this
into the
YouTube
chat.
channel forever ago while I was watching fighting videos. Because every once in a while I just go on crazy YouTube tirades where I'm just watching fighting video after fighting.
Oh
video.
yeah.
They're so entertaining.
They
Dude, the deep
have
rabbit
this
holes that you find
YouTube
on the web.
channel where it's like backyard fighting. It's dead
That's
ass.
where Kimbo Slice fucking like started.
I've wanted to do this. Or like work.
Let's start at 0 with this. I'm gonna throw this in the chat. We can watch this.
Isn't this where Kimbo Slice got his shit started? Like doing backyard street beefs?
I don't know.
All right, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Let me get the stream set up. I fucking
All right, you good? We'll fill the air. We'll
I'm
fill the
street
space.
beefing it right now. Okay. All right.
All right,
I'm
ready?
on 0. 3,
I'm on 0.
2, 1, play. I'm gonna turn off the audio, so hopefully I don't get copyright stricken.
Okay.
Themselves.
Oh gosh.
Street beef. I like. Fuck you.
Life.
I like the sped up chill bill.
Oh, it is. Yes, yeah.
So this is exactly what street beefs are. This is not the most. Okay, this right here, street beefs. If you see right here, it's literally just a fucking cage with like boards plastered on it, and this gets millions of views.
There's somebody reffing too.
Yeah, they have a ref and they're like official
legit,
about
bro.
it.
He's got a street beef shirt.
This isn't really.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, dang. That was a nice
that's a
hit.
little more sophisticated. They have the puzzle piece foam floor.
Dude, this guy's just taking haymakers to the face.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
Jeez, man.
Oh.
Just go down, boy. Oh,
Oh, dang.
Holy shit!
Oh my, is that me right there?
ooh,
Oh my god, he
ooh.
just avoided all that.
Da Vinci?
Oh, my God, I've seen that. Bailey
Just trying to
showed
hit
it
him
to
with
me.
a flying knee. But this is what it is, dude. It's butt fuck West Virginian kids literally just fighting.
This
Yeah, I
guy's
have
so
those
tired.
shorts.
I love this.
Oh, it's so dope.
Ooh.
It's so dope. And they have like the most hilarious fucking names. Like one of the biggest one is the Iraqi assassin. Yeah, there it is. There it is right there. 11 wins.
Damn.
Sunshine, Soldier Boy, El Diablo.
Leonidas. These are cool. Scarface, Wicked Witch,
Assassin Nightmare.
Rude Boy.
Shady Boy.
Shady Boy.
That'll be all of Street Beef.
Yo, high key.
Whoa, did you see that roll?
That was a
Yeah.
beauty.
I stopped it, but
That's
you
like
guys
Rey
keep
Mysterio.
watching.
Oh,
But,
yeah, we can stop it now.
So that is wild, but that thinking of that name I just said, hashtag old yik yak. Brandon, I saw something on what's trending. Apparently people are reminiscing about the old yik yak.
Yik Yak was fire.
So if you guys don't know what Yik Yak is, if chat doesn't know, essentially one of my podcasts I listen to references their audience's chat now.
I like it too.
I like
That's
it
fire.
too.
Fire.
Poggers.
It's Pog. What a Pog podcast we have here.
Poggers.
So if you don't know what this is, it's essentially this anonymous board that would be location restricted. So, for example, if you went to a college, these messages would show up anonymously, like people would post stuff within the college, the realm of
Yeah,
that
it's like
college area.
more confined to a town.
A town, yeah.
Right.
So like we could have seen anybody from our campus or our college towns post. Mostly, obviously, the college students were posting.
Yeah.
Like, who horny right now and trying to come to my dorm?
Call me Prince.
Yeah, just some old stuff. Like people could post anonymously. People would get heated about because you didn't know who.
Yeah, people would post like rumors they heard on campus, stuff like that. There would be some beef over it.
Oh yeah.
Or about
There'd be
like
some street
people
beef
that, like
on
they're
your
out
ass.
shit about. And that's where like college fashion, like if no one like reads that shit on college fashion on Instagram, it is fucking hilarious some days where it's just people from colleges just telling rumors or like saying some wackadoo shit about their college. And then their only like their only name is just the college that they go to. That doesn't give their name. They just put the college that they go to.
Oh yeah.
Then they added the ability to have a username on Yik Yak. It used to be completely anonymous. It would just have no name on it. But then they allowed to add usernames. But before there were names, when it was all literally completely anonymous, some kid almost fought me over something he saw on Yik Yak that I wrote, that he thought I wrote, that I didn't write. Because the person in it referenced a yurt, which is like a small tent. And he's like, no one else would be smart enough to know what that is. It was you who wrote this. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. We're having like a fight on Yik Yak, and he thought he was having a fight with me. And then he came and tried to like yell at me in real life. And I'm like, I literally don't know.
Travis, can you tell the story?
I did see the beef earlier though. What?
Can you tell the Shady Boy story?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
So when names did get added, we would start using our usernames on things, which were like, we're like sneaky usernames that we made off of inside jokes. But if you like hung out with us frequently enough, you'd probably know who we were.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know Oliver was using Yik Yak anymore. This was mostly just Brandon and I who made these usernames, and we're still like into the app. And somebody named Shady Boy kept commenting on things that we would post and like just straight up be roasting us or insulting us. Like, oh man, it's the gay guys from 326 again. You're gonna go suck each other off and stuff like that. Like, he was just always finding our posts and fucking saying some mean shit. And we had this like running theory in our head that it was Oliver, but we could never prove it. Oliver's like, I don't even use Yik Yak anymore. He like showed us his phone. He's like, look, I deleted it. Like, you can't even find it on here. And we're like, all right, whatever.
Someone shady would do that.
One day, like months later, we had all forgotten about this. No one even used Yik Yak anymore, probably. But Oliver hands me his phone to like show me a song or something on his phone or a picture or whatever. And I'm like, all of a sudden it just hits me. I'm like, I should check this. I like home screen out of whatever he's trying to show me. While he's not looking, I have his phone. I go into Yik Yak and turn on his username so I can see what it is. And it's Shady Boy.
That son of a bitch.
I'm like, Oliver, you know what I just found out? I just fucking caught you.
Travis, I remember because you came up to me and you're like, you'll never fucking believe who Shady Boy is. And I was like thinking it was somebody in our dorm hall. Like,
we had like mentioned jokingly that it would be Oliver. We're like, no way. Like, how could it be?
And he goes, it's Oliver.
It was Oliver the whole time. Always has been.
It was good. It was good. It was good fun.
It was rigged from the start.
Yeah,
That's my secret.
And before you found
Shady.
out,
what?
how long did it go before they found out, Oliver?
Months,
This was like
dude.
months after he had been like on TikTok. Like he had stopped using even the Shady Boy handle.
There was a period of time like we all use it like consistently, and then we kind of like Travis said we forgot about it.
The
And
hype started dying down on it, and they were
Yeah,
like,
hype was gone.
Dude, Yik Yak was wild. One time, this
Yik Yak
girl
was
that we
great.
knew, I was sitting next to her, and I saw something on Yik Yak. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know when you have a friend that totally platonic, but you don't want it to be platonic? Low-key wanted to wonder what the sex is like. And then I was just sitting there like, okay, you know, it's probably some just horny fuck. And then I get a message from her, and she's like, so, did you Yik Yak? I was like, yeah. She's like, you know who that was? No. And I remember because this girl used to date one of my good friends. And I hit him up. I'm like, making a move on me right now. Did I do this? And he was like, no, don't do it. I was like, all right, bet, dude. I'm not gonna do it.
Good bro code there.
bro code followed.
Yeah,
Bro code followed.
Back to the beef street. Sorry, I had to bring that up. Because I saw it somewhere. But
Beef
that
Street.
shit is wild. That shit's wild. Like I don't know who is this. Like it's kind of like monitored. Like they actually have refs and shit. And
I
like,
think we should make a league.
oh god.
Oh,
We could name like the weight classes after us. You have like Brandon weight, then you have Oliver weight.
Choose your
That brings
character.
in that fight or flight though. People get like that adrenaline rush when they're in the cage and like ready to rumble, bro.
Yeah, after that first hit, you're gonna be fucking.
Do you remember
Dude,
how like
it's-
WWE 2009 had like different fighter abilities based off of like
yeah,
what kind
there
of
was
fighter
like the
you were?
brawler, the
The
high
showboater.
flyer.
Well, I think like so I
Fighter.
The
Will
dirty
and-
fighter.
Stuff.
Will and I have wrestled, so like when you get into that, when you're in the circle, like you're in
Oh,
the
yeah.
mat, it's nervous as fuck until that shit starts.
Oh my
Even
God.
then, you're nervous for like the first minute, but dude, that is so nerve wracking.
It's so nerve wracking to the point where like you're warming up, you're nervous,
Yep.
like you get called, like okay, it's ready, you're ready to go in. You shake the guy's hand, they blow the whistle, it goes. You are nervous as fuck until you get like a takedown or until they get a takedown on you. Then the
I have
adrenaline,
to fight. Like, you know, you have to fight this guy.
Oh yeah.
like you get nervous as shit, and then that first hit or that first takedown, you get an adrenaline rush, and you're like, all right, it's fucking go time.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's how it is. Like once you're in the when you're in that moment, you just go.
Exactly.
I feel the same way about about an interview sometimes. Like I'm nervous as fuck until it starts, but when I'm in there, I'm in there. Like let's go.
Fucking
Oh,
show
like,
time.
you gotta get with it, or you're gonna be dead in the water.
Yeah, you sink or swim, bro.
That's how it is, man. Anytime that you're nervous about anything, you just and then we talked about. I think this was last week as well. It's like just sit down, showtime, and you just fucking go. Just do it.
Well, I think
3, 2, 1. I'm gonna be
Has to do before he talks to any of us.
I think a lot of that comes down to too, like obviously, yeah, everyone's nervous before an interview, and
Of course.
yeah, and like most of those things too is just what like people do in today's society. It's what you're supposed to. You just have to do it. You have to overcome it. Just when you're in that moment, just own it. It's yours. It's your platform. Like
When
just do it.
go into an interview, the biggest thing that you can do is step 1, do your fucking research.
Yep. That's
Know
true.
what they do. Know a general outline of know the job description in and out.
Yep.
Know the staff, and you can look them up on LinkedIn usually, or check their social media, and gain a sense of their culture. Like, look at what they do. I was light years ahead of anybody because I knew who the main guy's name was. I knew exactly what the job description was. I knew exactly what the culture was like for the place because I've done my research ahead of time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take long. You don't need to do hours and hours of research. Maybe spend an hour, maybe 2 max.
Yeah. I think
You'll be a cut above over 90%.
I think part of that too, like especially like when I interview, one of the questions I usually like to ask is like, what's the culture of the job? Like, what's the day-to-day process? Like, how do people interact with each other? Just to give me like a more of like a feel. Because yeah, you can research it, but you don't actually know until you're there. So I usually always ask like, how's the atmosphere? What's it like?
Yep.
How's just to give me an idea of what I'm walking into.
People are like beefing with each other too, and like it's a hostile work environment.
Yeah.
I also think treating it kind of like you're also scoping out the place as well.
That's
It's
true.
not just them trying to scope you out because you're like
That's true.
you're sitting there thinking like, oh,
Yeah,
I
got
don't.
other offers in the works, man.
I mean, you don't say that directly, but you want to give them the vibe that you're being choosy. You want them to think that you have a lot of prospects, and it's like if you ask them qualifying questions, say, hey, what is the facilities like? What resources will I have to do my job? Will I have an office? Like, qualify it as well, so that way they'll see like, oh, this guy, he's got other people looking at.
Well, and also too, that comes in like being confident. Like you're asking those questions because you're being confident in like how you want the job to perceive you and you to perceive them. Like you know what you're talking about.
Exactly. You want to sound as intellectual as you can.
Interviews before this.
Exactly. It's true. You want to act like this isn't your first rodeo. You've been here before.
You're hella nervous, actually.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, showtime.
Yeah, I mean, after interviews, I'm sweating a little bit. After I'm done with it, I'm sweating a little bit. But
what I do before interviews is I do something similar to what Brandon has suggested. Is just like go time. Like all I do is I literally just take like a deep breath. Like they'll invite me into the room or like the office where they're going to be doing the interview, and I'll just be like, all right,
vape into the mic.
But yeah, it's definitely a move that you can do. It gives you that quick cool down and clears your head a bit, so you're able to like interact as quick as you can.
Well, I think like it's something too that like in terms of like interviews too is like everyone wants to jump through it so fast because they just want to get it over with. I think me personally, I like to just like Will was saying, like relax for a second, and like when they ask you the question, you don't have to just rapid fire answer back.
Yeah, you don't have to be immediate
for a second and be like, all right, this is what I want to say. Like obviously, yeah, you should know what it is to be prepared for, like what you're going to say if they ask
your
it.
advantage.
Yeah,
like the kind of person that actually takes their time instead of just blurting something out.
Exactly. There's been so many people where like I've like heard about like their interview process or something. Like I've been in the background for like multiple interviews at like my job, not for like to take my position, but for like my boss to like hire on other people. And like what he's done is like I've heard in the background, like he'll ask him a question and then they'll just be like rapid fire, like blurting it out as quick as I can. And I'm just like,
but also make it elevator pitches though as well. Like it shouldn't be it shouldn't be 20
when they
seconds,
ask
but it should be a minute. Don't drone on.
Yeah. When they ask you the personal questions, like, so tell me about yourself. Like give them that like 1.5 minute pitch about yourself. Make it
not just about yourself, but like your lifestyle in a professional standpoint. So what I'd use was I was a pro military. We're fucking giving career advice. Look at us, boys.
Mhm.
I'm a military brat, and ever since I was young, those values have been instilled in me. Even my professional life, whenever I was doing marketing positions, this is exactly what I've done throughout my marketing positions. Are the things I'm most proud of, and here is what I'm looking for future positions in the future. And then you kind of describe exactly what they're
Yeah.
looking for.
I think when I was going to some of our interviews, I used probably kind of Brandon's elevator pitch from some set because like every interview you get, they're going to ask you, "Tell me about yourself." They're not
yeah.
asking. They're not asking, "Tell me about when you were in your childhood." Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily go there, but like you want to like
brag about your accomplishments. at
yeah,
that.
you want to like make it towards like a little bit of what you've done and like geared it towards like the future with the company. So it's like, all right, you're invested, you're thinking about the future with the company, you're giving me some background of you, and then you push it forward.
Yeah, because like I'll go with my pitch whenever I go in for it. It's ever since I was a kid, I've always played sports. So I've always had determination, hard work, teamwork, all these things instilled upon me by playing these sports. And I've taken all of those like characteristics and skills and applied them into my real life. I've applied them into my schooling. I've applied them to my college degree. I've applied them to my work, my personal life, all of these things. And like you just go on from there.
Yeah, you need to have those soft skills where it's like hard work, determination. I also have work ethic as well.
Yeah.
And then integrate that with. So I kind of just had them assume my soft skills with being a military brat, being a military kid, just kind of comes with the assumption that you're very orderly, you're disciplined,
On time, organized. Yeah.
so those are the soft skills, but they need to know that you have the hard skills as well. So for example, from a marketing standpoint, social media experience, conducting campaigns, from like a computer engineer standpoint, coding, troubleshooting, like that sort of thing, but also
So
working in a team.
So, I feel like you guys always get this question too, and I'll see how you guys answer. So, when someone asks you, "What are the if there's any negative qualities about you," do you say any, or how do you guys handle that
Oh yeah,
question?
of course I do.
Just say something that's not that bad about yourself, but not like I'm just too on time sometimes. Like, don't be that person.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
gotta, I say something like, I don't know.
I always say, I always try to throw him like a curveball. Like everyone always says, like, oh, I can be too tough on myself, or sometimes I can be too hardworking. Like what I say is like, dude, I got like horrible time management skills. And like they'll be like, what do you mean? And I'll be like, well, like like if I'm on time, I'm late. If I'm early, I'm on time. I always end up seeming to do like my tasks. Like I always put them in like before a deadline. Like I'm always doing this early, or I always finish something early. Like I throw them that little bit of a curveball.
Okay.
No, here's the curveball. You
ahead.
gotta say something that's like obviously bad about yourself, but also makes you sound really good. My go-to one is I'd say my biggest downfall is that I'm the kind of person who, if I saw somebody doing something wrong, instead of like telling someone about it, I would just fix it myself and do the work myself.
Right.
That's not bad.
I don't know what I say. I think
It's
I kind of
tough. It's a
just
tough question.
I think I said it was a tough question whenever I was like, that's honestly because it's such a hard question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
when
feel
you're
like
in-
I'll see
I've
somebody
used the leadership
I'm
thing.
their
Well,
teacher. I'm
I've
not
used the leadership one as a
trying to make
curveball.
them do it right. I'm just
Well-
gonna do it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's true. It's such a tough question too, because it's almost like not necessarily slaps you in the face, but it's like you're in an interview. You don't want to say what your negative.
It's like when
quality is.
you're on a date with a chick.
It's a hard question. That's why interviewers ask
It's
it.
like when you're on a date with a chick and she says, "Tell me about yourself," and you completely blank on anything that's like about you at all, and you're just like, I don't
She's
know
like,
who I am anymore.
relationships end.
I think what I said I'm very obsessive about the things that I'm very much into. And I've learned to discipline that and use it for good. However, when I get off track and I'm like really obsessed about something, it gets bad. Very addictive personality. And a lot of times I use that for good, but sometimes I'll just get
Yeah.
obsessed about fucking Star
Good
Wars
sword,
for months.
baby.
Yeah, well, that could work to your advantage because if you're obsessed with the thing you're working on at the time, you're going to put all of your energy into it.
That's what it always has to be. It has to be definitely something that can definitely be perceived as a negative quality, but also boosts you up and makes you
Yep.
look even
Exactly.
better.
Yep, so you got to like curve it back towards them. Yeah.
It can't
Wow.
be some cop out shit, but it can't be like, yeah, I'm just a fucking horrible person and will sexually harass everyone in the workplace. I'd say that's my biggest downfall.
I'm kind of a rapist boy. If you ask me.
My biggest downfall is my biggest weakness is those beautiful brown eyes of yours.
Smell cock. What
I
about
mean,
the
I just-
opposites? You got a fat cock.
Cock.
I also have a
Yeah.
fat cock.
Cock.
All right.
I hate to say it, Doc, but I love ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and
fuck?
girls, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like on the video. Also, comment what your favorite moment was. Shout out to the commenters last week. We've got Joshua Lee, and we also have Nathaniel once again. Thank you, boys, so much for
Chime in,
commenting.
yeah.
Commented again. Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to
Comment
the
the worst thing
coworkers.
now.
Yeah, dude, he's into it, man. He likes the vibe. I think what
Got him
he
through his
told.
Friday.
I know I know we're getting ready to close. He told me something that is relatable as fuck to podcast today. So if you're listening to a podcast and if you believe that you're just like you're like a fly on the wall, that you're listening to it, like you're there. Obviously, you're not like laughing at this, like they can't hear you laughing, but you're there listening to it. It makes you like encompass to the podcast. That makes the show more relatable.
Of course.
That's why streams are so popular.
Exactly.
Just sit in the chat and feel like they have friends.
I like to think that I'm in
No,
street
I-
beefs and I'm just kind of chilling inside of the cage, just avoiding them as they're fighting.
I don't think it's like a feel to a certain degree. Like if you feel like you're, I guess it's true. Like you're there. So obviously, like he knows me. He's gotten to know you guys through the podcast. He looks forward to, seeing what we're talking about to be relatable as he can.
Having
to
that
what we're talking
conversation
about.
with us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not like he's just like he feels like he's chilling with the boys instead of just watching it.
Yeah, and if you viewers feel that way, please.
Feel like
Yeah.
if you're not getting that, then I'm sincerely sorry.
Yeah, like viewers, like don't be afraid to like post what you're thinking in the comments about like the entire show. If you have a different opinion on something that we've talked about, dude, don't just leave us a like. Like leave a comment. Tell us what you're thinking too. Like
And if
we
you
love
made
to
it
hear
to
that
the end of the
shit.
podcast, you can ask us anything. You literally have the opportunity to ask us questions at
Exactly.
drspinshootimpress@gmail.com. It's on the screen right now.
Follow Nathaniel's lead, please.
Yeah. I love you, cuties. Thank you so much. It's been Brandon.
I am Oliver.
I'm Travis.
And I'm Will.
You guys just listened to Real Sensitive Guy Hours, episode 35. Have a great rest of your night.
Peace.
Let's go.